Welcome to Topic Tales, where we explore the most fascinating mysteries and crimes. Today, we delve deep into the dark and enigmatic world of one of history's most notorious serial killers, Jack the Ripper. We'll explore the infamous case, the victims, the suspects, the theories, and the lasting impact of this unsolved mystery. So grab your magnifying glass and join us on this chilling journey. In the late 19th century, London's East End was a densely populated area, riddled with poverty and crime. The Whitechapel district in particular became the hunting ground for a brutal murderer. Between August and November 1888, a series of vicious killings terrified the residents and captivated the world. These crimes, collectively known as the Whitechapel murders, were attributed to an unidentified individual who would become known as Jack the Ripper. The killer targeted female victims, and the nature of the crimes led to rampant speculation about the murderer's identity. While numerous murders occurred in Whitechapel during this time, only 5 are considered to be the work of Jack the Ripper. These victims, known as the Canonical Five, include Mary Ann Nichols, Annie Chapman, Elizabeth Stride, Catherine Eddowes, and Mary Jane Kelly. Each of these women met a tragic end, and their stories are a significant part of the Ripper's legacy. The killer's method of operation was both violent and precise. The victims were usually approached under the cover of darkness and lured to secluded locations. Once isolated, their lives were brutally ended. In some cases, the killer displayed an unnerving knowledge of anatomy. This led to theories that the murderer might have had a medical background or some connection to the field of medicine. At the height of the murders, the police and press received numerous letters, some purportedly written by the killer himself. The most famous of these is the Dear Boss letter, in which the author taunted authorities and first used the name Jack the Ripper. Another infamous letter was the From Hell letter, which contained chilling content. While some experts believe these letters to be genuine, others argue that they were hoaxes created by journalists to fuel public interest in the case. The police investigation into the Whitechapel murders was extensive, involving multiple police forces and hundreds of officers. Despite their efforts, the authorities struggled to find any concrete leads. The investigation was further hampered by sensationalist journalism and widespread panic. Even the involvement of high-profile figures like Sir Charles Warren, the Commissioner of the Metropolitan Police, and Sir Robert Anderson, the Assistant Commissioner of the Criminal Investigation Department, could not bring the killer to justice. Over the years, more than 100 suspects have been named in connection with the Jack the Ripper case. Some of the most prominent include Montague John Druitt, Aaron Kosminski, Walter Sickert, and Prince Albert Victor. Montague John Druitt, a barrister and schoolteacher, was named as a suspect by Sir Melville Macnaghten, the Assistant Commissioner of the Metropolitan Police, in a memorandum written in 1894. Druitt, who committed suicide by drowning shortly after the last canonical murder, was believed by Macnaghten to have had the necessary knowledge of human anatomy to commit the crimes. However, there is little concrete evidence linking Druitt to the murders, and many researchers consider his inclusion as a suspect to be based on speculation and circumstance. Aaron Kosminski, a Polish Jewish immigrant who lived in Whitechapel, was another suspect named by Sir Melville Macnaghten. Kosminski was reportedly committed to an insane asylum around the time the murders ceased. Some researchers believe that he was a paranoid schizophrenic who had a hatred for women, which could explain the motive behind the killings. In recent years, DNA evidence collected from a shawl believed to have belonged to one of the victims has been claimed to implicate Kosminski. But the validity of the evidence and the methodology used have been widely criticized and debated. Walter Sickert, a well-known painter of the time, became a suspect in the Jack the Ripper case, largely due to the claims of crime novelist Patricia Cornwell. In her book Portrait of a Killer, Jack the Ripper Case Closed, Cornwell asserts that Sickert's paintings contain hidden clues that reveal his guilt. She also claims to have found DNA evidence linking Sickert to the Dear Boss letter. However, her theories have been widely discredited by ripperologists and art historians alike, who argue that her findings are circumstantial and based on conjecture. One of the most sensational theories surrounding the identity of Jack the Ripper implicates Prince Albert Victor, the grandson of Queen Victoria. According to this theory, the prince had secretly married a commoner and fathered a child, and the murders were committed to cover up the scandal. Proponents of this theory argue that the royal family and the British government conspired to hide the prince's involvement, explaining the lack of progress in the investigation. However, there is no concrete evidence to support these claims, and most researchers dismiss the theory as pure fiction. Each suspect has a unique story and alleged connection to the murders, but none have been definitively proven to be the killer. The mystery of the Ripper's true identity remains unsolved, fueling countless theories and speculation. The media played a significant role in shaping the public's perception of the Jack the Ripper case. Newspapers at the time sensationalized the murders, stirring fear and panic throughout London. The press coverage also led to the creation of numerous myths and legends surrounding the killer, some of which persist to this day. The media's handling of the case has influenced the way future serial killer cases have been reported and sensationalized. The Jack the Ripper case is considered one of the earliest examples of a modern-day serial killer, influencing the development of forensic investigation techniques and the field of criminology. The killer's modus operandi, the way he taunted authorities, and the media frenzy surrounding the case have become hallmarks of subsequent serial killer cases. The case has also led to advancements in criminal profiling and understanding the psychology of serial killers. The fascination with Jack the Ripper has had a lasting impact on popular culture. The case has inspired countless books, movies, TV shows, and even musicals. The story of the Ripper has also become a symbol of the darker side of Victorian London and a stark reminder of the brutal nature of humanity. Whitechapel has been forever marked by the Ripper's reign of terror, with guided tours taking visitors through the very streets where the murders took place. With the passage of time, many theories about the identity of Jack the Ripper have been proposed, ranging from the plausible to the outlandish. Some speculate that the killer was a doctor or a butcher, while others suggest he was a member of the British royal family or even a famous author. The lack of concrete evidence has left ample room for speculation, and the mystery continues to captivate the imaginations of true crime enthusiasts around the world. The legacy of Jack the Ripper remains deeply ingrained in the collective consciousness. The case stands as a testament to the depths of human depravity and the lengths to which an individual can go to evade justice. While the identity of the killer may never be known, the case will undoubtedly continue to fascinate and horrify us for generations to come. Another intriguing aspect of the Jack the Ripper case is the connection to the social issues of the time. The murders highlighted the stark contrast between the upper and lower classes in Victorian England, as well as the dire living conditions in the East End of London. The case exposed the plight of women who lived in poverty and were forced into prostitution as a means of survival. In many ways, the Ripper murders served as a catalyst for social reform, as they brought public attention to the desperate need for improved living conditions and social services in the area. In addition to the Canonical Five, there were several other murders that took place in Whitechapel around the same time, leading some to speculate that Jack the Ripper may have been responsible for more deaths than officially recognized. This further complicates the case and adds to the uncertainty surrounding the true extent of the Ripper's crimes. The role of the police and their methods of investigation during the time of the Ripper murders have also been a subject of interest and criticism. The limitations of forensic science at the time, combined with the lack of a centralized detective force, made it difficult for the police to solve complex crimes such as the Whitechapel murders. The mistakes made during the investigation and the lack of progress in identifying the killer have led to a lasting fascination with the case and the shortcomings of law enforcement at the time. Several modern-day investigations using contemporary forensic techniques have attempted to shed new light on the Jack the Ripper case. DNA evidence, geographical profiling, and new research into the lives of the victims and suspects have all contributed to a better understanding of the case. However, the passage of time and the loss of crucial evidence make it unlikely that the true identity of the killer will ever be conclusively proven. As the mystery of Jack the Ripper persists, so does our fascination with the unsolved case. This enduring interest speaks to our collective fascination with the darker aspects of human nature and our desire to solve the puzzles that have eluded us for centuries. If you like this episode, be sure to subscribe to Topic Tales and hit the notification bell for our latest updates. And here's some exciting news. Once we reach 5,000 subscribers, we'll be hosting a money giveaway. Thank you for joining us on this chilling journey through the infamous Jack the Ripper case. We hope you've enjoyed this in-depth exploration of one of history's most enduring mysteries. So make sure you're subscribed for a chance to win, and share our content with your friends to help us reach that milestone faster. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring the world of unsolved mysteries.